Well, here we are on YouTube, and this is the place to be because this is the place where Ryan and I watch, review, react, whatever you want to call it, to whatever requests we get from wherever people give them to us. So there's people who send it to us through our Patron, through PayPal, and then they sit and watch us either on Twitch or on Discord. And now you're here watching us, so welcome to the Welpdom. Ryan, what are we doing today?
Well, I just want to say first, the moment I stop talking, you'll hear my son who lives above us vacuuming. Bless his heart, he's vacuuming. I love that he takes care of his suite. But if you hear a rumbling sound, that's my son cleaning, which is because I raised him properly. Okay. However, his timing sucks. And people who watch this channel, I don't know how many times he vacuums when I'm recording. But see, there, listen. Listen. Wow. You hear that?
Hear it.
Okay.
That
oh, that's good. Okay. Okay. I can't even hear myself talk. All right, this is a Patreon request from a new patron, Nathan. This is a new patron. I apologize if I get the pronouns wrong. So maybe we should tell people that when you give us an email or message, maybe just give us your pronoun. And because sometimes I assume this Jules is a female, so I do apologize if I do get the pronouns wrong. So Jules says, "Hey guys, just upgraded my membership so I could request stuff." Well, that's how you do it, Jules. Mm-hmm. That's how you do it. So I saw in your February poll that we do every month that the 1975's album was on it, and I was so excited, but unfortunately it was not a popular choice, LOL. However, I think you're missing out a lot and would really enjoy the music. Again, that's what I actually like about the polls, because people like Jules get frustrated that their artist isn't getting selected, and they just have to come on Patreon after all and just request their songs. Because, yeah, it's a lottery system. So really, the monthly poll that Nathan and I do, it's a lottery system. So, yeah, people get anxious, and I understand that totally. Okay. So my first request over the vacuum cleaner, is going to be their song Sex.
I remember when I was a teenager, because we lived in fairly conservative homes, you and I, and
of course.
I was afraid to say sex.
Yeah.
And like, it was a joke later on our kids, the kids in our house, as we grew up, we'd always say like "say," and we'd never actually say the word.
That's right. No, it's true. We were raised in conservative homes, yeah. And it's funny. I remember, you fill out whatever form for medical or whatever, and it has, I don't think it does anymore, but back when we were younger, it said sex, right? Like male, female, sex. And I was always just write. I used to write not yet. Anyways.
Yeah. As I got older, I was just writing yes, please.
Yeah. I wrote I wrote in there anyone else. Okay. What am I saying here? Nathan, song is Sex, which is from their first debut album. Well,
so
Jules, I hate to tell you. Let's wait. No, she said, let me just wait. I was like, you stepped on my bit. You know what? It doesn't matter.
I can't tell when you're doing anymore. A bit or if it's going to be funny or not.
Well, it's in the middle of a sentence. Well, then you just interrupted me. I was in the middle of a sentence.
Should I prepare with? Go ahead.
Well, you should prepare by not interrupting people.
Do your bit.
Well, this is not. She just said this is from their first debut album, and there's no such thing as a second debut album. I was crapping on our patrons like I like to do. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I'm just.
Okay. That's what she said. Okay. Go ahead.
I have no idea what I was going to say.
Okay.
I know what it is. I'm excited to. As soon as I saw this at the 1975, I was like, "That's the year that you and I were born."
That's right. That's true.
And so,
best year in the world.
Yeah. So I'm curious to know what their vibe is. Is it kind of 1975 sound, or is it like?
Is it a rock sound? Is it a pop sound? Mixture of both. Don't tell us in the comments. We're just speculating. We're just okay. Okay. So Jules goes on to say, this is from their first debut album, and it's still, of course, an absolute banger. They answer this question, Nathan, right now. They don't identify with any particular genre. And just create music that they like, no matter how different it is from previous work. And I love that about them. there is something for everyone in the discography, but this is their OG sound. And I always recommended diving into 1975 Journey in chronological order. That's fair. Like, there are bands that do that. I actually listen to a band that kind of does that, where if you listen to their latest album to their first album, it's like almost worlds apart. And so bands do that transition. So if you are going to start with a band like this, that's a smart way to go. But she goes on to say the video is a live version from their most recent tour. Perfect.
Yes, it's good.
Perfect. Old song, recent performance. That is what I like, Jules. That is perfect. They filmed their Madison Square Garden show for Amazon Prime. And it's also the show I went to. Ooh. Wow. So Jules is in the room somewhere. I'm going to look for her. That's her. That's her. That's her. I always recommend live videos because they got a sense of their energy and presence as a band, which we agree. And she ends with, "Sorry for my rambling." No, Jules, I'm sorry for mine.
Yeah, it's true. Ryan is a rambler.
It's true.
He's a rambling man.
He's a rambling Ryan. Yeah.
Rambling Ryan. And I'm an 8. You're an 8. Okay, ready?
Yeah, you're an 8. You are an 8. I don't believe I ever came with it. You're an 8. All these years, I could have called you urine my whole life. All right, we'll start now. Okay.
Instead,
you up for a couple of classics before bed?
Good. Yeah. Rest in peace to the guy that called you that. All right. So she's in the show somewhere. Okay.
That's her screaming right there.
Yeah, I heard that. It's Jules. That's Jules there.
Actually, Jules is a boy. That's him right there.
Oh. Okay. right.
Oh.
Madison Square Garden. Okay. That's a big venue. That's a legit venue. I mean,
Yeah, this band completely. I have no idea who. I honestly thought they were just like this super indie band. Like when we saw it on
I've
the
never
list.
heard of them before.
Yeah.
Like, are we like that out of touch? Well, don't answer that,
Yeah,
please.
we are. Yes,
People
we
don't
are.
answer that. Yeah. Okay.
They will anyway. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's okay. But that's why we have a reaction channel. If we knew every band that ever was made, then this channel wouldn't, exist. Okay, go on, Nathan. What are you saying?
No, I would know nothing about them, had it not been for this channel, and for it to have popped up on the polls that we have every month. So I don't know. I'm interested. That had kind of a sound to it that I like. There was some of the guitars sounded very The Edge from U2-esque. Some of it. It's not a rip off of U2. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it had that.
Oh, I know. It's okay. Bands influence bands. They do it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I'm curious, like it was said before that this band is like they don't really have a sound. They don't ascribe to a certain sound. So this is sort of like the middle of the road of their sound. So I'm curious to hear.
Well, it's the beginning. It's the beginning of the road.
Yeah, but I'm saying
the beginning.
Yeah, this is like you say. Well, it's where they started, and they said that we can go back to an oldie. Well, to me, I'm like, well, that sounds fairly new to me. I'm curious to know what they consider.
Well, don't forget. Yeah, it's new to us, and it only came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, so
relatively
new. Yeah,
in relation to our life, it's relatively.
Yeah. So I'm curious. I'm interested to hear more for sure.
Yeah, I am too. So if you're a 1975 fan of the band, this is my request. And I'll share my thoughts, of course. We would like to hear a song from their latest album. There you go. So we've heard something from their first album. Now, that was a recent performance, which was great, which we love seeing. So we can see, they play live well. They sing live well. They got a great stage set up. The crowd's definitely into the band. Of course, I mean, they're at the concert, but they're singing the lyrics. They know when to sing the chord, the crowd part. They know when to do that. And I'm looking at the reviews of their latest album that came out in 2022. So not even a year old. Yeah. And very highly rated. So I'm very curious now. It made like best of lists that year. Top this, top that. So I just can't believe I've never heard of these guys. So so overall, I agree with everything Nathan's saying. That's enough of a banger, good song, interesting, great energy on stage. All those things are a plus for Nathan and myself. Of course, they can play live, they can sing live, and they have a great energy on stage. Cool stage setup. It looks like a house, of course, and our different floors. But yeah, now that song is 10 years old, quote unquote, already, I would like to hear what they do today. And this album does check out the genre for this album that came out in 2022. Okay. It's called Being Funny in a Foreign Language. So the genre on this album that I guess you could say could be found on this album is maybe what Jules is saying. Pop rock, folk rock, indie pop, and synth wave. So so you got a bit of a blender. That. Yeah. So I'm actually very, very interested in hearing this album. I'm almost there's times like this where I wish we had the album tier still, and time and tier tier and time. But anyways, time. Yeah, it's more time. Anyways, so thank you so much, Jules. That really was a perfect intro to a new band, live, recent performance, older song that got them started. That literally is like the perfect way to do it. So listen up, folks. However, now that we got a gist of what they're like live and all that good stuff, send us more stuff their way. We can music videos, audio only, doesn't matter. Concert footage. But I like to see something from the latest album now, what they sound like today. Yeah.
Good call. Okay, thanks, Jules.
Thank you, Jules. Welcome to the Welpton, by the way. She's new.
Welcome. It's a happening place. If you enjoyed watching us here in the Welcome, there's plenty of other content you can check out with Ryan and I. Some of it people like us, and sometimes people don't like us. But yeah, well, that's all I'm going to say about that. We'll see you in the next one.